Welcome to the brilliant and shiny VIP Lounge at the PlayStation Theater here in Times Square, New York. And we are at NFT.NYC, and we're getting to know each other in front of a camera, which is always a fun experiment. Tell me and those that are watching about yourself and what you do.
So my name is Urban. I'm working with a company that's called 0xCert. We're based out of Slovenia, which is actually quite a long way away, right? What we do is we focus heavily on tooling. So for instance, we just released a open source framework, which is basically a JavaScript library for application developers. Now, to put it bluntly, Ethereum is a nice thing, right? But it's really not made for end user application developers, right? Exactly, which means that in between you've got like a few layers that you need to fill, which have been filled in other areas, right? So if you talk with web developers, you see that they primarily use a lot of frameworks to build their applications, which is sort of missing in this space. So what we did is, and we use this for our own production of other applications, we built a open source framework so that everybody can sort of participate in it, everybody can use it. There's no strings attached to it, there's no friction in it, there's no sales model behind it, right? It's really a community effort from our side.
That's great. That's great. And so tell me about how you got involved in this. How did you find out about this event? Why are you here? Just tell me, like, what was the attractor?
All right. So one part is, I spoke a little bit about the technology side that we do, but really we are also running this thing that's called the Non-fungible Alliance, right?
I saw that.
Yeah, exactly. There's currently about 100 members in it, and that was basically the reason that I started talking to a lot of people, which then eventually introduced me to the organizers. Cameron reached out, and we sort of hung out a little bit and basically made this happen, right? So again, thank you very much, Cameron. I really appreciated what you guys are doing here, so props to this. But yeah, so we're really deep in the technology side, but really also on the community side, which is a very, very important effort. I think that's sometimes sort of missing from the equation, right? And that is what brought us here, really.
That's great. And so how's today been? Like, you obviously had expectations. I imagine hopefully they've been met and exceeded. Like, how has today been? And give me some insight into what you're still hoping for through the end of the night.
So today has been absolutely mind-blowing. I go to a lot of conferences, right? I meet a lot of people, and there's different models how to do this. And what this team did is actually they brought a very personal touch to this. Before the event, there was a lot of engagement. Cameron was emailing us with updates and what do we have to do, and sort of trying to engage and build up a community around this. And I think that they really succeeded at this. So in that respect, it's something completely different, right? But just if you look at the speaker list and what people are talking about and how they're talking about it, I think it feels very different. High quality engagement, high quality topics as well. So I'm just really satisfied just being here.
That's good. I really like that feedback. Now, 3 months, a year from now, Peel Browser and OpenSea do another event, do many different events in the blockchain NFT space. What do you love? Like you guys got to keep doing this. And what would you like to see more for Transformer be added to kind of this space? Give me some insight in terms of how can we do things moving forward.
That's a broad question, right? I think what's eventually going to propel the space forward is better user experiences. Once we build these things, we're going to see an on-ramp of different users that are not sort of blockchain first or crypto first or NFT first for that matter, which is going to make these events bigger. It's going to make it more interactive. You're going to see more different use cases, because like if you look at the speaker list and how everything is being put together, we still see a lot of use cases from collectibles and gaming, right? This is sort of the big, which is okay. Like gaming has often been a catalyst for adoption of new technologies, but I think if we look like 12 months or 24 months down the line, you're going to see more use cases, bringing in more different people from different industries, making these events a bit more interactive.
That's great. Any question you wanted me to ask that you wanted to answer?
No, not really. I really think it's important that we give a huge shout out to the people putting this together. I really think I don't want to overstate it or oversell it for that matter, but I think it's really amazing what they brought together. Like people from the whole NFT space are here, more or less, really, and it deserves a lot of gratitude.
I'm in complete agreement with you. Tonight I'm speaking about NFT 2024, and it's not just my predictions or hopes, but I'm asking you and all the other speakers that come through. It's why I made 104 videos before the event. It's why I'm interviewing 40 people in this room. So as I get ready to share tonight, inspire me. Like, what do you hope happens in 5 years? What are you building toward? Yeah. NFT 2024, talk to me.
So I think that what we're going to see in 5 years is a long way, right?
Especially with today's space.
Exactly. I think that what we're going to see, at least what I see from my perspective, is a shift towards going into applications that are end-user facing and that sort of hide blockchain somewhere. You're still going to see, maybe secured by blockchain or issued on blockchain or something like that. But eventually what you're going to see is applications that are just applications, right? Or software or apps, dApps, whatever you want to call that. And they're going to be using non-fungible tokens or the blockchain or whatever, right? But it's going to be in the back. Because like literally today, if you open up a game, you don't know whether it's run on AWS or on Google server or whether they use Python or JavaScript or whatever. Right? You don't care about that. And I think we are collectively moving into that direction. Like if you look at, for instance, wallet solutions or how end users are interacting or are going to be interacting with the blockchain, it's becoming more and more seamless. Right? So the space started with Satoshi and very technical and developers, and it took a few years. But I think what we see right now is movement towards how people are just using technologies. Right? You and I hate logins for that matter. Right? I want to have everything seamless. I want to have retina scan and fingerprint, stuff like that. And I think we're going to see that eventually in this space as well. So my 5-year prediction is it's just going to be somewhere in the background. Maybe you and I are going to know about it because we work in this space, but the average Joe is just going to be using an app.
Right. No one knows HTTPS. Nobody thinks about servers anymore. Nobody thinks about electricity or water. For us in the first world, it's a natural thing that's in process. And of course, blockchain should become more and more like that over time. So I'm going to take you back and then forward, and then we'll kind of wrap up our conversation. 1,000 years ago, a king or queen goes to build a castle. They're never going to enjoy that castle. Yeah. Like their grandkids or their great-great-grandkids will never enjoy it because it's going to take 325 years to build a thing. For your life and your career, are you building a castle? If you are, or if you want to, what is it that you're willing to face adversity for? What is it that you're willing to face hardship for? What is it you're willing to invest your time, money, energy, life, reputation to build that you'll never enjoy, your kids will never enjoy? It's way out, but it's a worthy investment of a person's career in life to go after.
Well, for me personally, so I got in this space about 2 years ago, year and a half, something like that. And from that point on, I really started learning a lot about what you just said. So you're alluding to building infrastructure, right? Like the base stuff for everybody else to enjoy. So I think that I view myself and our efforts with the company more as building sort of not the bricks for the castle or the base layer of the castle, but more of building the storefront of it or the market or the kitchen for it. So that I don't think that we're 15 generations out for the people to be using this, but I do think that there's sort of still a time frame that we need to go through in order to do that. But I actually think that most people in this room are going to be building stuff for the next million or 10 million users, and it's actually not that far out.
That's great. Well, I'm glad you took time to jump in here with me.
Absolutely.
And yeah, this is a lot of fun. Twitter, we'll be back. Facebook, YouTube, we're going to roll to a clip and be right back with another interview. See you in a moment.